Welcome to week 3, everyone. I hope that you've had an enjoyable first 2 weeks. So what I want to do in this video is give you some hints on how to get a really good grade on the Cheta Clock project based upon some of the results in previous classes I've had. I've identified some issues, so I want to address them with you, and I've actually created a starter file for you that you are more than welcome to use. So let's just take a look at the top over here so you can see up top. You always want to put your name and the project itself that you're working on and what the purpose of the program will do. I've included all this stuff. I'm creating some constants here. So the lowest menu selection will be 1 and the highest will be 4, and some constants in here. This is for a clock width, which you'll see in my next video in here. Now, what I've done this in a structure in here. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to keep track of hours, minutes, seconds, and whether it's AM and PM in just one object in here. So you'll see that in a little bit in here later on. So this is just another way to initialize everything to 00 and AM in here. So I've got some protocols in here, function prototypes rather, and here's my main. So notice that I'm initializing everything to 0 and commenting it on here. I have the structure I'm initializing in here. Don't worry about it because it's already initialized from the default constructor in here. And then I'm getting the initial time. Very often I get students that get the time from the system clock or put in their own. And remember that the float chart tells you to get the time from the user in here. So after we get the time, we're going to display the clock, and that'll be the side-by-side in here. And then we're going to keep getting the selection until it's 4. So I'll give you one little thing in here. So the display menu in here. So you got the display menu, and you are to write the code. I've written this in here for you to make it a little bit easier. If you want to use my code, fine. I've got a get menu selection in here, which is using the get integer selection in here. So let's go, and here is the process selection that you're going to do, increment hours, minutes, and seconds. And here is the time clock initialization. So I've done the hour for you. So you just do the time.hour. If you're not using the structure, then you're just going to do hour equals get integer. And you'll see that in the get integer function here. So it's going to give you the prompt. So this allows you to use get integer to get the minutes, the hours, and the seconds automatically. And so you don't have to do anything here. This is a little thing in here that clears the screen. Now remember, Macs and Windows clear the screen differently. So if you're using System CLS or System Clear, remember that System Clear won't work on Windows and System CLS will not work on a Mac. So just use the escape sequence in here, and then you have the display clock. And I've written a little function here that centers text if you want to use it. So let me go to the actual working one here. This is full blown. So let me go and run it. And notice that it asked me to enter the hour between 0 and 23. So notice what happens if I try to do 24. And it tells me it's invalid because it's going to keep doing the same thing until I put in something that is valid between 0 and 23. This is all done for you automatically. You're welcome to use my starter code. So let's go and put in 23. So now it's going to ask me for the minutes. So again, if I try to put in something invalid, it's not going to let me. So let's put in 59, and then we'll do 59 for the, I don't know why it says hour. I need to change that to seconds. I did not notice that until just this very minute in there. So notice that it displays the 12-hour clock and the 24-hour clock side by side. Now this is where the center text comes along. I'm using the 12-hour clock and the 24-hour clock to center the text. This is done with a little bit of formatting here. So what I did was you can just use set width and set fill to 0 in here, and you don't have to worry about anything else. Do not use tabs for the width in here because it usually throws things off. So notice the way it's formatted, Also notice that the menu has stars on the top and bottom and left and right here. And we're going to do one for add an hour, 1 minute. So let's add a minute and see if it rolls over properly. Let's give it a try. And so now it goes to 12 o'clock, which makes sense, 59 and 000. And then I'm going to add 1 more minute, and that works. And then I'm going to keep adding hours. And we want to make sure that it rolls over from 12 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we are 12 p.m. rather. So everything's working in here. And then when I get done, I exit the program and we're done. So that is everything. I'm hoping that this is helpful for you. I'm looking forward to seeing your final projects. Remember, I have videos already out there posted that you can use that go into a little bit more detail than this in here. So again, have fun on this. Make sure that you're commenting all your functions and make sure that you're initializing all your variables. Make sure that you're not using a while true loop. And I believe everybody's going to get a good grade on it. So that is it. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm only an email away.